Good morning. Our topic is when technology and humanity cross, the ethical dilemmas of robotics. When technology and humanity cross, robotics deals with the design, construction, and operation of machines that can substitute humans and replicate human actions. Robots can be used in dangerous environments such as bomb detection and deactivation, manufacturing process, or when humans cannot survive, such as in space, underwater, in high heat, and radiation. In 1954, George Devol invented the first digitally operated and a programmable robot called the Unimate, and in 1956, he formed the world's first robot company. The Internet or interconnected network is a worldwide system of computer networks in which users get information from any other computer. It was conceived by the Advanced Research Projects Agency or ARPA of the US government in 1969 and was first known as the ARPA Net. The original aim was to create a network that would allow users of a research computer at one university to talk to research computers at the other universities. On the other hand, Google is an American multinational technology company that specializes in interrelated services and products, which include online advertising, technologies, search engine, cloud computing, software, and hardware. Key concepts. That real law of robotics, also known as Asimov's law, are a set of rules devised by the science fiction author Isaac Asimov that intelligent robots should all be programmed to obey. The new ethical problems posed by current developments in robotics in human safety. Google and the Internet in general can make us intelligent or can make us stupid. It can make us smarter because we can find lots of information quickly. But it can make us stupid because it diminishes our ability to think deeply about the information. Learning objectives. Examine human rights in order to uphold such rights in technological ethical dilemmas. Number 2. Identify and enumerate the ethical dilemmas in science of emotional robotics. Number 3. Evaluate the conflicting people's perspective on the use of Google and the Internet. Ethical dilemmas of robotics. Number 1. Robots were once confined to specialist application in industry and the military, where users receives extensive training on their use, but they are increasingly being used by ordinary people. Number 2. Robot vacuum cleaners and lawn mowers are already in many homes, and robotic toys are increasingly popular with children.
Definition of terms. Robotics is a study of robots. Robots are machines that can be used to do a job. Some robots can do work by themselves or AI program. Other robots must always have person telling them what to do or personal assistant. A robot must obey the orders given by human. AI is artificial intelligence referred to the simulation of human intelligence in machines that are programmed to think like humans and mimic their actions. The term may also be applied to any machine that exhibit traits associated with the human mind such as learning and problem solving. Ethical is morally approval.
First of these ethical dilemmas faced by robotics is one of the member, not importantly, safety, as also stated by Isaac Asimov's three laws of robotics. Robots must not injure or harm to human beings. Maybe they can have some thoughts about that who will be held able, who should be blamed. In short, it is the agent using the robots or the inventor of robots. They believe some of countries wherein they can create or they are new creating robots of their own countries. They have laws regarding this, but who should be blamed? It is the robot who doing just job as man or was broken by humans, it is the agent using the robot, the one which is in charge, or it is the inventor who will be the one able accountable. We have this dilemma in robotics where when it comes to emotional component, they know it is not completely impossible for robots to develop emotion. But for now, robots, as far as we know, doesn't have any feelings, but it can be developed in the future. They know programmers, they can do it, but with much details and accuracy, they can have that, but it's not completely impossible. There's responsibility for robots to develop emotion. So now, if that be the case, if they have those emotions, these are the ethical dilemmas that would the one who should be faced talk about robotics. Here in the Philippines, we're not that developed yet, but there will be came a time that we will be facing in the near future. So these ethical dilemmas, the safety most importantly, and the emotional component among others are the ethical dilemmas faced in robotics when we talk about it with humanity.
Isaac proposed the three laws of robotics, which is State 1, a robot may not injure a human being or through inaction, allow a human being to come to harm. Second, a robot must be obeyed the orders given by a human, except where such an order would conflict with the first law. Third, the robot must protect its own existence so long as that protection does not conflict with the first one and the second law. Isaac's idea is that these rules are so deeply embedded into the brain of every robot made, that if a robot were to break one rule, it circularly would actually physically damage beyond repair. Assuming this is technically possible and was embedded in every robot made, these rules are the only thing that would be sufficient to keep the robots from taking over the control of the world from humans.
A autonomous robot, much as self-driving cars, already know make a decision that ethical consequence. Much machine make an interesting complex. An important decision will need to know that their decisions are trustworthy and ethical justify. A autonomous weapon, a military robot that can be independent search and engine target based on program contains and there's an open letter since 2015 from 20,000 all search and professional asking to the ban a autonomous weapon.
Robotics engineering design prototypes, builds and test machine, and maintains the software that control them. They also conduct research to find the most cost and safe process manufacture their robotic system. The daily responsibility of robotics engineering include designing prototypes, testing machine and mechanical frameworks, developing and building control system.
Legal rights. If the robot can decide and act independently, have feelings, and portrays emotions, then do they need such legal rights? One of the suggestions is that robot can have the right to exist, but this should link to the duty of serving human. One of the example is Sophia the robot, who was granted citizenship in Saudi Arabia.